Hi guys, welcome to this video about the battery life in the Xiaomi Mi 8 Lite. So I'm now on Android 9 Pi or P or however it's called. Before I was on 8 but I don't see any major difference in battery life. It was already really good on or with Android 8, and it's still really good with Android 9. This is of course a special implementation from Xiaomi, and they have their special user interface, which is called MIUI something. I'm on version 10.2. I actually expected an upgrade from Android 8 to 9, but also with a better camera, but didn't happen. But I'm still really happy. I don't complain about that, and I'm super happy. I'm really super happy with the battery life. So here we can see, I have to search for that, battery and performance. So we can start with battery. It's scanning everything a little bit and looking what can be optimized. Here we have some apps which are using power, and I could optimize that and give an additional 29 minutes. Of course, you have to be careful when you optimize apps which are needed, like weather apps which are supposed to give you alerts, like when a tornado comes, something like that. Or here we have the Android Wear. That's also a thing which should not be put on battery saving, because otherwise there's no communication and other things. You have to be careful. I think I'm really good at the moment with this setting. Here at the bottom you can see what is optimized: screen brightness optimized, save power when device is locked, turn on battery saver, whatever. You can read all the things, and it says everything is more or less optimized. We can check the power usage, and we see there are no extreme values. The system is using most of it, and Twitter and the news app, and another part probably from the system, and Play services. I think Play services is actually another part of the system. Apps can use part of the Play services instead of implementing it themselves. But you see, it's pretty low hardware. Screen, that is what you want to see. The screen should consume most of the power and actually nothing else. A little bit CPU, but if screen is number one, probably you are in a good situation. Cell standby, I don't know why that consumes so much, but I'm not worried about that. Bluetooth a little bit. Phone idle. Wi-Fi is pretty low. So here we have, I hope you have seen what I've been clicking. You can click on the right top the watch symbol, and you can see, unfortunately there is not so much. There are other versions which show you how much on time you have and how much time you have left. But you can see I've been starting in the morning at about, anyway, it doesn't matter. It's all close to 15 hours ago, and I'm still on, I think it was 67% after 15 hours. And I have been using it a lot in the morning, and after that it just came down really slowly. While I was using it, of course, there was more usage. GPS I have always on, Wi-Fi always on, wake, screen on. So from time to time, never been charging the whole day. That's pretty impressive. Here what I have on is use adaptive battery and battery saver. You can choose apps for battery saver. I think this is, I mean, I don't know what which of the functions are Android and which ones are MIUI from the Xiaomi. I have really no clue. So at the moment, the only active app is the screen recorder, which is perfect. Other apps are sleeping. And yeah, so actually, I don't know, scenes, no interactive mode. Yeah, no, I don't know about that. So anyway, so my bottom line is that it's absolutely great. I mean, I had the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Plus before, and the battery life was horrible, at least at the end, with same amount of apps. I mean, I have 250 apps here on this phone installed, and usually this is a killer 250 apps, but not with this Android, with Android 9, with this MIUI version. And yeah, whatever, I don't know, maybe CPU helps, maybe it's a really low power consuming CPU, I don't know, but the combination is really good. The Samsung went down in a couple of hours, sometimes even without using any apps. I was charging the Samsung overnight, then using maybe an hour in the morning, and after that doing nothing, and after 3 hours it was usually empty. That was crazy, at least at the end. So I mean, of course the battery was not so good anymore, but also the system implementation, I mean, it didn't really prevent apps or ads of the apps from draining my battery, and here it's much better. I can tell you, usually when my phone is idle, I mean the screen is black and the phone is laying on the desk, the phone is absolutely cold. It is absolutely on room temperature. The difference with the Samsung was it was always super hot, and then you know that it's consuming a lot of power, a lot of it's draining the battery, of course. When the phone gets super hot without doing anything, that's not good. So this is always, since I bought it about 1 month ago, it was always cold when I didn't use it, and that's really an awesome sign. At the beginning, first week, I had about 80% in the evening, so of course with installing additional apps, setting up all the accounts on this phone, so it went a little bit down. But it happens many days that I'm on 70% when I go to sleep at around midnight, after I would say 18 hours or something like that. That's really impressive. The only thing is, I mean, that's really everything really good. It also doesn't get hot when I turn on the I mean I increase the display brightness to maximum. That's also good. I mean, of course it will consume a little bit more power, but it doesn't get really hot. That's also a huge advantage of this phone. And yeah, there are also some disadvantages, of course, I have to tell you. I mean, everything what I've been telling you was really positive. There are two things which are not so good. I mean, the battery saving, what they implemented with the Android 9 and the MIUI, that's really good, but it's almost too much. I have at least 2 apps which are a little bit struggling. I mean, not on the phone. If I'm using the phone, I'm perfectly fine. It is only in connection with other apps which are remote. The one thing is my Android Wear 2.0 watch. Yeah, that sometimes, or yeah, a lot of times it shows me, I mean the watch shows me that it's offline. I'm usually a little bit worried, or I was a little bit worried. Now I'm getting used to that. I never had this with the Samsung. Yeah, of course, it could mean that you get some net notifications a little bit delayed, but usually it doesn't happen. For some reason, the phone detects that something is coming in, and then it activates the Wear. And so usually it works pretty good. Also, taking calls on the watch, I actually never had problems, even when it's showing most of the time that it's offline. I mean, the watch, the smartwatch is offline to the phone. When there's a call coming in, the connection gets established immediately, and I can take the call on my watch. The other thing is the WhatsApp, which is connected to my PC. Like on my Google Chrome, I have web.whatsapp.com, and I'm usually connected, and sometimes it shows me that, or it said the app on the PC says it's offline. I mean, it has to be on the same Wi-Fi. The PC has to be on the same Wi-Fi online as the WhatsApp on the phone. So when the phone sleeps, the PC app says it's offline. So that happens every now and then. So it could be that I get some delayed messages. Usually doesn't happen. I mean, I never had really problems, but it could be that from time to time you get some messages a little bit later, but I still can accept that. I mean, I can easily live with something like that compared to fast battery drainage. If you have same phone, same Android, same MIUI, and still think your battery is draining too fast, I see only one really option which you can use without getting any disadvantages regarding app comfort and notification. It's really the only thing, and I've tried this many times, and I improved my battery life even from compared to what you have been seeing here. So I go to Task Manager. So either it's I think long press on the menu or something like that. If you're using full screen, you can go from the bottom in the middle, go up, swipe up, but keep your finger on the screen, and then you will see the Task Manager. And here I have some weather apps which I've been invoking, and then you have the black X in the circle at the bottom. You can click on that, and then it will kill all the apps and free the memory, and that will definitely stop these apps from doing anything, and this will save additional battery. So sometimes I've been achieving even 75 or 80% in the evening compared maybe to 60, 65, something like that. I have seen a difference, but of course it's extra work. Maybe if you have done a lot, maybe like at noon during lunch break, something like that, you have been checking email, messaging, been invoking 10 apps or something, maybe then it's worth it. But not every time you check your emails or something like that. But if you have really been invoking many apps, so I think then it's definitely worth to do that, and you will see the difference. So I told you now a lot of positive things about the battery performance of the Xiaomi Mi 8 Lite with the Android 9 and MIUI 10.2, but there are also negative points, not too many actually, but I definitely have to mention that, and this is the communication to other equipment, to accessories, and that can be a little bit tricky. So usually that means communication which is initiated by the phone works really good. So if the phone gets a notification or it gets a call. So usually that works pretty well. So calls can be taken from the watch if you have Android Wear watch, or other like communication things like WhatsApp on the PC. So if you are getting a message or you're getting a call, usually that wakes up your mobile phone, smartphone, and then communication will be reestablished to Bluetooth or to Wi-Fi, because sometimes it really looks like it's in some kind of sleep mode. And yeah, communication can be reestablished pretty fast, and so it's still good to take phone calls with your watch, no problem at all. The problem is only when you want to establish communication from the client, I mean from another equipment, from the watch or from the PC, where you share a client, like let's say with WhatsApp, and you want to send a WhatsApp message from your PC, which is supposed to be on the same network with the smartphone. And sometimes the client on the PC will show you offline situation, and you have to then wake up your phone for a couple of seconds to reestablish the communication, and then you will be able to use that. Yeah, it happens really sometimes. Yeah, you have to deal with that. Same thing with your watch. When I just check my watch, in maybe 70% or 80% of the cases, it will show disconnected to the cloud, or I mean to the smartphone itself. So I'm not able to do something immediately. Yeah, so that's our limitation. So I mean, from time to time it will update you. Let's say if you are displaying the weather on your watch, usually shouldn't be a problem. But of course, if you just want to send a message from your PC or from your watch and using then the communication through your smartphone, that can be difficult, because it's not really the communication is not established all the time to save some juice on the battery. But that's actually the only disadvantage which I have found, and I really can deal with that, because the more important communication is actually receiving something and not sending something. It's yeah, if you receive a call or a message, that can be urgent. If you want to send something out, you can take action, and if the communication is not established between client and your phone, you can establish it at this point yourself. So it's a little bit of extra work, but it's not too much that I don't appreciate the really good battery life on this combination of phone, and I still prefer this situation compared to a battery which is always draining super fast like crazy, which I had with the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Plus. And in case if I don't want to deal with these disadvantages, and I accept a little bit more battery consumption, I still can go to the settings and go down to the battery. Yeah, I can't see, where is it? Here, battery and performance, and then I go to choose apps, and I can do exceptions for some apps where yeah, which I always want to be online or active. WhatsApp. So here we have it. So it's on battery saver, which is recommended. So I can manually choose from in what state I want to have it. So actually I would have thought that battery saver should be good. It means identify apps and activities to keep important processes going. Yeah, but of course I can use either restrict background apps or restrict background activity at all. So I definitely would not use that. So maybe for a certain time, just to see how it works and how much power it will consume, I put it on no restriction. Okay. So yeah, you can do this with every app. Maybe also I will do that with the Android Wear, as long as I'm not running out of power the whole day. So bottom line is really that I'm super happy with the battery life as it is at the moment, that I can highly recommend this setting, this phone with this setting, with this version, with everything like that. So I hope I was able to help you a little bit with that. If you have any questions or comments, just write to the comment section below, and I'm always happy to talk about these things. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.